Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Summer J. Spiritual. I'm here to give you some news on tonight, and it pretty much is update on history I had did. So pretty much this update. The first one we're gonna start with Wes Moore. Now he's the first black governor of Maryland. Maryland. You know he was American Republic, investment banker, author, television producer, nonprofit executive serving as the 63 governor in Maryland. So Mr. Moore, he was born in October the 15th, 1978, a Democrat Party. So Mr. Moore was sworn in as Maryland's first black governor during graduation ceremony at the State House. You know, elected the first black governor to make history. Was in interpreted. So we are forced to make it in the present still becoming to show excellence. Because we've been having so much history last year. So while Moore was speaking on violence, crime, he stated that he know what it feel like to be handcuffed. Now he was handcuffed at 11 years old. So we're going to give honor to the first black governor elect soon to be governor, Mr. Moore. So that's the first one right there. So we're going to talk about Kyra Harris. All these is what I had spoke on. Now, Mr. Moore spoke on him January the 19th of this year. And now Kyra Harris, I had spoke on this on January the 2nd of this year. The first black woman, justice on the Supreme Court. Now Kyra Harris had made history when she was sworn in Michigan Supreme Court as the first black female justice, in court. 185 years, we never had an African American woman, as a Supreme Court. But less than 100 years ago, she would just feel the need to be a part of the justice system, and to go do law school. She went to law school, and she find her way from there. She didn't win the first race around. She didn't win the first race around, and you can't stop. When you lose something, you just got to keep on until you win at it. But when a seat on the court had opened up, a position had opened up, that she was the first governor, first choice. And that was amazing. She stated, we still have to work hard, to break down these barriers. And she was born July the 31st, 1988. Kyra studied, at Grand Valley State University. Now we also will honor her, the first black female, Supreme Court, you know. So I think that's amazing. She's still real young, and have a great, career ahead of her, and start at a young age, and that is great, So now we're gonna talk about Miss Bessie Coleman. I talked on this August 22nd, of last year. So in honor 100 and August the 22nd of last year, it was the 100th anniversary, to Miss Bessie Coleman. The first black woman to earn a pilot license, American Airlines operated a flight out of Dallas with all black female crew to meet Miss Bessie to celebrate her 100th anniversary. So that's amazing. Find too many women can drive, an airplane, getting a license for a pilot. So that was amazing that she was getting a license for pilot. And then 100th anniversary, so that was amazing. So American Airlines, they operate a flight out of Dallas. So these are the people that know her. And it took, they drove the airplane out of Dallas to celebrate, the 100th anniversary. So with all the black female crew to meet to celebrate, Miss Bessie, 100th anniversary. Now she depart, but they still celebrate her anniversary every time it show up. So Bessie, Miss Bessie, she was brave and she broke down barriers. Within the world for many to follow. Now she opened doors. She opened doors for any woman. Think that you can't get no license. She letting you know she had received something that any woman wants a fly plane can do the same thing. So we're gonna honor Miss Bessie Coleman, a legacy. She was born in 1892. You know, in Atlanta, Georgia. And I mean to say, in Texas. So Coleman, Miss Bessie Coleman, she received her international pilot license, June 1921. So Miss Bessie Coleman, she died April the 30th, 1926. So Miss Bessie Coleman prepared, with another pilot. She was prepared for another pilot, for a talk show. For a talk show, and talking place that day. Talking that day. So she was like 3,500 feet high on the shore. Got caught in a control gear and causing the plane to crash. And by Miss Bessie, who was not wearing a seatbelt, fell to her death. So that's why when you're on a plane, you in a car, you on a train, or anywhere you at, you have to buckle up with a seatbelt. So August the 22nd of last year was 100th anniversary for Miss Bessie Coleman. We will honor her that she opened doors, for any woman, think that she can receive pilot license. She let her know any woman can do anything you set your mind to. She was driving that plane. She probably, she didn't have no seatbelt. So we don't know if she still would have survived or not. But she didn't have her seatbelt on. But she received her international pilot license. And she opened door for any woman who feel like they want to, receive her life. You could do anything you set your mind to. She letting all the women know, okay, I have my pilot license. Any woman can put their mind to it. If you feel like that's what you want to do, you can do it because she opened them doors for any woman, that wants to receive pilot license. So this is an update on Black History that I spoke on back then. I spoke on Miss Bessie August the 22nd of 2022. And Mr. Moore, the first black governor in Maryland. I spoke on that January the 19th of this year. And I also talked about Kyra Harris. I spoke on her on January the 2nd of this year. There was all three history, black history. So I decided to speak since it's Black History Month. So I decided to do a little update and speak on this because we have plenty, today, on leaders. We have today Black History. Cause I know last year we have a number history breaking out. So this is the month to speak on anyone that accomplished and broke the barriers of Black history. So that's all the show news I have for you on the day. We talk about Miss Bessie Coleman. She was the first black woman, to receive her international airline pilot license. So we also talk about Mr. Moore, the first black governor in Maryland. So these are three amazing person that did excellent in breaking barriers in a position that they in. They open doors for any other African American feel like they want to do any one of these careers. You can do it. You know, so we also talk about Kyra Harris. I spoke on that January the 2nd of this year. You know, she's the first African American to be on the justice on the Supreme Court. You know, so these three amazing person of Black history that broke barriers. You know, so that's all I have for you on today. Y'all have a blessed day, and I see y'all on the next video.